Hello everyone, I am Will, and welcome back to my playthrough of Dark Souls Remastered. Last we left off, I believe we did Tomb of the Giants. Yep, Tomb of the Giants, and then we went down and found Grave Lord Nito. Yeah, one of the first lords actually. Well, he's the first of the dead, but he had the Lord Soul that we need in order to get the satiate the Lord Vessel. So I think yeah, started off with the Tomb of the Giants, a light devouring realm. So we had to use cast light in order to kind of at least see in front of us. We just kind of slowly made our way through it. Fall off skeletons, did some sliding down coffins, found patches. Before that, we found the bonfire there, kindled it. Then we did Patch's little event. Yep. And he says, there's treasure down there. Just look down. We go over. Cutscene ensues. He kicks us off the ledge. Trademark Patches. But at the bottom, there were two soul items as well as another skull lantern, just so you can help you see in the tomb. But down that little pit area that he kicked us down at was Rhea. Rhea of Thurlin was down there. Because you remember way back when she became separated from Petrus. So she's trapped down there, and her companions became hollow. Yeah, Vince and Nico became hollowed. So we found Rhea, talked to her, defeated Hollow Vince, Hollow Nico, talked to Rhea again, which at that point she will move back to Firelink Shrine, or not Firelink Shrine, but she'll move up to the Undead Parish. So she gave us the replenishment miracle, found a white chunk, went back to Patches. He was kind of surprised we survived. Did his little thing, said no, gave us twin humanities. Yep. And after that, we just had to defeat Nito. Because once you defeat Nito after doing Patches' event, as long as he's not hostile towards us, he'll become a merchant up at Firelink Shrine. So he sells some pretty good stuff. So I do recommend not making him hostile or killing him. So we concluded Patch's little thing. Took a little side path that kind of led us to the way out of the tomb. So if you slide all the way down to where Patches is, there is a way to get back up. So we did through that. There's some more soul items. And then we also found the one coffin with the dangerous room. Yeah, the room with 6 or so giant skeletons that had the large divine ember in it. So we cleared that room out, grabbed the ember, and then we pressed on in the tomb. Yep, moved past Patches, traversed the fog wall, found a black knight who gave us his halberd. I didn't want to which was nice. Halberd's good and all, but I wanted his shield, so pooey. Yep. Slowly inched our way through, so we didn't have to fight the little undead dogs, not the skeletal dogs. Yeah, the giant skeletal dogs. Those are probably the worst enemies in the game. I highly recommend not fighting them if you can. So we just kind of crept our way through. Luckily, Soul Spear was good enough to one-shot them, so that was good. And yep, picked up the effigy shield, found the other bonfire, found the silver serpent ring. Yep, good ring that boosts soul gains by 20%. What else was in that immediate area? I think that's it. White chunks. Yeah. Yep. And then after that, we found the exit out towards Nito's little grave. Yep. And on the way, we were invaded by Paladin Leroy. Yep. So we dispatched him. Yeah, Paladin Leroy. I think he invades because he's protecting Nito. I think he learned the truth of the Way of White's little undead missions, and he did not like it. So he ended up protecting Nito. So at least that's what I think. So we put him down, continued on towards Nito's domain, just through some more skeleton pillars, giant skeletons. and then we got to his domain, where there were a bunch of pinwheel copies. Dispatched them, and then that little water area would be infinite spawning baby skeletons, which can drop humanity. So if you really wanted to, you could sit down there with a whole bunch of repair powders and just farm for humanity that way. I don't quite remember what the drop rate for the humanity is. I think it's less than the rats in the sewers, but because they infinitely respawn, you just sit there for however long your weapons hold out. So yeah. In that little area, there was another white chunk, and as well as the guaranteed white slab. Yep. You can get more slabs from the pinwheel copies, but the run back is quite a distance, so I don't know. Is it worth it? Up to you. But again, the drop rate is a 0.2% base drop chance, so yeah. Even at max item discovery, it's like maybe 1%, so it's up to you. But those pinwheel copies can drop the other masks, though it is a low drop chance again, but I think they can do it. So we cleared out that room, entered Nito's arena, took care of Nito, who wasn't too bad. Yeah, we did not have a divine weapon to deal with the skeleton, so the skeletons kept respawning because Nito is considered a necromancer for that fight. So just kind of blasted him with soul spears, got him almost down to death, so we just kind of finished him off. And then we claimed his Lord Soul. And at that point, if we were in the Covenant breaks, and we were no longer able to join the Grave Lord Covenant. So yeah. So the last reward, the Great Grave Lord Sword Dance, is out of our hands, but we can get next playthrough. We have enough Eyes of Death to get it, but maybe the New Game Plus, but. And then after that, reloaded the area to grab Paladin's Leroy's armor. Went back to, I think, Firelink Shrine. We went back to the Undead Parish first, handed in the giant large divine ember to Andre, up to the Undead Church where we found Rhea, bought some miracles from her, elevator down to Petrus, who commented on us saving his lady, and yeah, if you leave him alone at that point, he will kill Rhea, so we ended up blasting him in the face with the Soul Spear, because we want Rhea alive. And then we talked to Patches, bought a bunch of stuff from him, and I think that was it. I think that's all we did. Yep. Tomb of the Giants, Nito's domain, Grave Lord Nito, bought some stuff, killed some people, the usual Dark Souls stuff. And between episodes, I went back to the New Londo ruins to farm the Dark Wraiths for their chunks, and the Drakes for the Dragon Scales. Yep. So I did gather enough dragon scales to go back to the Stone Dragon to get the other Covenant reward, the Dragon Torso. Yeah, Dragon Torso Stone. Yep. So now we can become a full dragon. Yeah. Dragon Apostles seek transcendence of life itself, attainable by transformation to ancient dragon. Rise only stepped. Yeah. So. So now we can transform to a full dragon, and if we use the Torso Stone again, it'll actually boost our damage by a pretty hefty amount for a few seconds. So it's good to just, you can roar like a dragon and charge it to like a heavy attack somebody, and you can do a lot of damage. But yeah, again, you're not wearing armor, so it's like I don't know. It's there if you want it. And I also went back to the giant blacksmith. Bought up a bunch of Twinkling Titanite because I wanted to use the Great Sword of Artorias here, but I forgot that I needed Demon Titanite for that, not Twinkling Titanite. So yeah, it's only at +3, so it's not enough to really. We probably could, but I don't know. Upgraded the Sanctus Shield to +14. I think I dumped some levels as well. And I think that was. I also went down to Quailana and bought out the rest of her pyromancies. I think it was like another 60,000 souls. No, more like 70, but it was a lot. Yeah, it was a lot. So I went down to her, gathered her spells, and I think that was it. I think that's all I did between episodes. Farms for chunks, leveled up, bought some stuff, leveled up, upgraded some armor, some weapons. Yeah. And that was it. That's all I did. And today we're going into the archives. Yep. I'm going to do the Duke's Archives. This might be split up into 2 or 3 episodes. Yeah, depending on how quickly I do the archives itself. That might be 1 episode on itself. And then the Crystal Cave will probably be on its own little episode as well. But yeah, this is a pretty big area. It's also probably one of the more well finished areas, I would say. It's more complete, I'll say that. Yeah. So yeah, that's the plan for today. Duke's Archives and hopefully the Crystal Cave if we have enough time. But the archives for sure. And our equipment for today, starting off with the Gargoyle Halberd plus 15. I did max this out all the way because it is one of my favorite weapons. It's also really strong too, giving us a 445 attack rating with the 2-handed our stats. If I had a lot more strength, it would be like in the 500s, but oh well. So Gargoyle Halberd plus 15, Ascended Pyromancy Flame plus 5, Sanctus plus 14 just for the HP regen, Wanderer Hood, Ornstein's Armor Gauntlets, and the Black Iron Leggings. The plus 5, because I did, when I bought all those Twinkling Titanites, I did use those to upgrade the legs here. So, probably my favorite leg pieces in the game. It's just like, it's really cool. Simple, cool looking, approved. Howl's Rings, just so we don't just so we are at least medium load. I am 0.6 over 50% without this, so yeah. And the Bellowing Dragoncrest ring, wasn't quite sure what to put here, so we put this on just to enhance our pyromancies, just so we can at least try to one-shot the undead hollows with our combustion. So yeah, I might put a bow on if we need it, but yeah. Here are the stats. I did put a few more points into attunement to get into a 5th slot. 2 more into dexterity, and the rest into intelligence, just so we can get up to 40. The goal is 44 to use the Crystal Soul Spear, but maybe not this episode. I think I boosted my faith up to 20, I think. So we can use Lightning Spear if we want to, but yeah. Level 116, yeah, really high for Dark Souls. Yep, I have 2 copies of Combustion, Great Fireball, and the Chaos Fireball. Yep. All right. Shall we get to it? I rambled on long enough, I say. Yep. Just can't stop rambling. All right. Yep. And into the archives, it greets us with armored boars. There's 2 of them left. These are the last 2 in the game, and they have armor on their butts, so you can't go up behind them to backstab them. So they're fully armored too. Shall we try to parry again? Probably fail miserably this time. But if you want to, you can get his attention, run back outside, because you can't go past the stairs here. And just come in here. Try to get his attention eventually. Yeah. Come on. Come on. To the stairs. Let's go. Oh, you don't want to? I mean, I'll fireball you. I don't care. Yeah, you can't go past the stairs here. So if you really want to, you can just, do that. Hey, look at that. Another Fang Boar helm. So yeah. First one's the easiest one because you can just lure him to the his invisible wall that he can't pass. So there is another one, so just be careful. I think he's right up here. Yeah, you can see his tusk right there. Oop. Trying to angle it, but I'm not getting it right. Ah. And the lava gets him. Alright. Works for me. Yeah, and these guys don't respawn, so once you get them, they're gone. So you don't have to worry about coming through that hallway again. Alright. Bonfire. Alright. Rest just to get our spells back. Yep. So if you really want to, you could just run past the boars, hit the bonfire, and you'll be fine. Elevator up into the archives itself. Yep. Alright. Here's the test. One shot. Good. That's what I wanted to see. Okay. Yeah, just be very careful of the archers. They can do a ton of damage if you're not careful. Yeah, he's... Welcome to the Duke's Archives. Yep. Bunch of crystallized hollows, not a lot of health, but a ton of defense, and respawning channelers. So if you want the channeler trident, this is where you get it. But he's already buffed up, so. Alright. This golem, it will be here when you. Come on, buddy. Ooh, you're buffed up. Yeah, you can see his little aura around him. That's because the channeler has buffed him. Ow. Alright, so this guy drops the broken pendant. Yep. This guy was added with the DLC. If you come here, I'm trying to remember what the trigger is. If you haven't killed the Hydra, or you haven't freed Dusk, or I think if you haven't talked to her at least, this guy will be here, but he won't drop the broken pendant. Like, you have to kill the Hydra, free Dusk, and at least talk to her at least once in order for him to drop the broken pendant. Yep. Because the broken pendant, I think it's a key item. Yeah. Broken stone pendant, deeply enchanted. Half of a broken stone pendant, the vine appears to originate from Ulasil. A powerful magic can be sensed from this ancient stone, yet men of this time can neither manipulate nor sense its power, which has a distant air consisting of both reverence and nostalgia. Yep. This is how you get into the DLC. You need this in order to get into the DLC. So, it'll only spawn from the golem. Again, if you killed the Hydra down the Dark Root Basin, killed the crystal golem with Dusk inside, talk to Dusk, summon her at least once, and then talk to her after summoning her. After all that's done, this guy will drop the broken pendant. So, he does respawn, I believe. As long as you haven't gotten the pendant, he respawns. So. Alright. Alright, so we have the pendant. We can go to the DLC, but we're not going to do that just yet. We'll finish up the base game first. So. Alright. Just checking our surroundings real quick. Chest up there. You can only get that from dropping down. That Chandler will teleport away if you get too close. So. A bunch of crystal archers, which can do a ton of damage if you're not careful. So. That was a one shot. Nice. Alright. I was not expecting that to kill him in one shot, so. Levitating book. These guys, you can parry the crystal hollows if you want. Although we're killing them pretty quickly anyway, so it's like, yeah. Soul item of this under the stairs. Ow. Let's see if I can. Hold on. There we go. Yep. You can parry again. Just demonstrating. But. All right. Down this way for a chest. Chain curled away, so it's safe to open. Twinkling Titanite. We'll take it. Gonna need to start acquiring those in bulk in order to upgrade some weapons and armors. I mean, again, we can buy from the giant blacksmith, but again, they are expensive. So some more hollows. There's a guy to the left. He's got a quick shoulder bash. Yep, they can drop crystal straight swords and the Kaistis shield. Kaistis kite shield. So. Twinkling Titanites. Yeah, we are far above Anor Londo. That's Gwyn's Keep right there. There's the entrance. Yeah. The entrance into the keep, anyway. Yeah. I think the entrance to Anor Londo is right there above our heads. But we are really high up. And it's sunny out here, so. Very beautiful vantage point. All right. You came quicker than I thought. Can we actually parry the jump attack? I gotta try parrying his jump attack. I don't think you can, but I should try. Oh, another chest, this time curled towards us, so it is a mimic. Take that. He drops the Crystal Knight Shield. Yep. Just a Knight Shield upgraded to the Crystal Path, so. And that's all for this room, so you have to take the elevator up. Alright. There is a skip. There's a skip involving this elevator, but I don't want to do it. You get up to the top here. You pull the lever, and you quickly kind of roll onto this, like, this post, like over here. This post, this ledge. And then as the elevator goes down, you roll off it onto one of the levels, and you basically skip a whole chunk of the level, like the whole prison section and all that stuff. You'll skip the prison section, this encounter with Seath coming up. I don't like doing it, but it is kind of finicky to get. If you're not careful, you will miss the roll, you will fall to your death. So, yeah, it's hit or miss, but... Alright. So there is a skip. I don't like doing it, so I don't know how to do it, so I'm not going to do it. Alright. We have... another hostile NPC. So let's see if we can get a good look on him. There he is. Yep. I think people call him the Crystal General, I think. Yeah, he's like a Crystal Knight or something. Yeah, he's just like an NPC character that's, protecting Seath. So... we can get his armor set, but you have to kill him here for it to spawn. He is using a crystal longsword and the crystal shield, the ones you can buy from Donald. So, yeah. He is heavy load, so... Well, not the crystal sword, it's the crystal great sword. I forgot. Do him like everybody else. 3,000 souls. He doesn't respawn. He doesn't drop anything, but if you do kill him, you can get his armor set later on. It appears on a body that only spawns once he's killed. So if you want the set, you gotta kill him here. Actually, there is a crystal lizard coming up, so let's put on a. So, I think it's just one. It's coming up here. There it is. There we go. Oh, we didn't get anything from it. Yeah. Oh well. 2 Twinkling Titanite, I think it can drop blue chunks, maybe a blue slab. I'll have to check, but yeah, we got unlucky and got nothing. The 2 Twinkling Titanites guaranteed no matter what. The other rewards are random. Alright. I hope you brought a rare ring or sacrifice because you're going to need it if you don't want to get cursed. Alright. This is our first encounter with Seath the Scaleless. I'm not going to count it as a boss fight because it's... he's immortal. Yeah. You traverse the fog, it initiates the boss fight, but he is immortal. You can't kill him here. Every time you hit him, he just regains the health back. So, yeah, you can't kill him here. But... is he scaleless? Oop. But you can leave. It is the only boss fight that I know of in Dark Souls, in any Dark Souls game, where you can turn around and exit the arena. I think it's the only one. So, yeah. I don't know why they do that. Well, I know why, because there's a scripted event that happens if you die in this fight. So I think they allow you to exit out if you're not ready for that. So, But we're ready, so we're going to do this fight. And I'll show that he's basically immortal, so we're going to chuck a big fireball at him and just watch him not care. Alright. He only aggroes once you get a bit close. Is he too far away to actually attack? Oh, there it goes, yeah. And even though we hit him, it's just... Alright. Yeah, every time we hit him, health comes back, but you're scripted to die here, so there's no way to win. Rare ring of sacrifice shattered. Yep. And once we die, we get sent to prison. We'll rest here because we'll respawn in this cell anyway if we die, so. Alright, yeah, so if you die, well, you're supposed to die in that room. If you haven't done the skip, you have to die in that boss fight in order to come up here in the prison to access the rest of the Duke's archives. So, alright. So I put on the Rare Ring of Sacrifice because, as you saw, his attacks do cause curse buildup. So if you don't die from direct damage, you can die from being cursed. So that's why I do recommend having the Rare Ring of Sacrifice for that. Alright. So. Come back here. Got some more hollows. Oh, I don't have my ring on. There's another door. It is locked. This one's locked too. How do you get out? Well, this guy. As long, yeah, he has 2 HP. So no matter what damage, no matter what you do, you will kill him. Except if you have like arrows or crossbows, it has to go through this wall here. So projectiles probably won't work. So you've got to use either your fists or a weapon. So, in fact, just to show you how much health he has, we just punch him. Bam. And he's scripted to drop us the Archive Tower cell key. This opens up this door, I believe, and maybe this one as well. Well, I want to see. Nope. Okay, we need a different key for that. Archive cell key. There we go. Opens prison and Archive Tower. The Archive Tower, once a trove of precious tomes and letters, became a prison after the onset of Seath's madness. The serpent men who guard the prison know not the value of what they hide. In the basement of the tower are the writhing mistakes of the terrifying experiments which were conducted there. Yep, as soon as we open this door, an ungodly sounds would be playing, and I will probably turn that down in post-production, but I should probably turn it down here. It's either music or sound. It's probably sound. But, yeah. I'm going to leave it alone. I'll probably tone it down as I edit the video, but, yeah, the sound's really bad. So, use the key the moment we step out. Yep, you'll see. Yep. Where are you going? Yeah, they're fleeing from the mistakes. All right. I'm going to try. Actually, going to try to turn that down here. Is it music? Nope. It is sound. Okay. We're playing without sound for the moment. Yeah. Trust me when I say that it gets really annoying really quickly. But it causes these Pocosmus? I forget what they're called, but these are the mistakes. Yeah, they're not very strong, but they do have a really deadly grab attack like that. That's the grab attack right there. Yeah, think Tower of Latria from Demon Souls. Yeah, that's basically what it is. Yep. Yep. I think they can also drop humanity, but it's a pretty low chance, so it's not really worth it. Mm-hmm. Yep, can open this door. Hello, sir. Goodbye, sir. Just want to check out your cell. Nothing here. All right. What about this cell? Can we open this cell? Nope. We need a different key for that. About this cell. We can open this cell. All right. Thank you, sir. Okay, so you can parry the jump attack. Cool. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I don't want to do that just yet. We'll come back. It's a drop down, but I don't know if we can get back out. So, all right. Pocosmus. I think they're called Pocosmuses. I think that's what they're called in the data files. But these are the mistakes of Thescalus. All right. Excuse me, sir. Oh, you just dropped down here. Okay. All right. In the corner, we have the archive prison extra key. I think this opens up the other doors that we can't open just yet. Extra key. Extra key to the cell in the Duke's archives. Perhaps the serpent men were careless, for there are several keys scattered about which fit archive tower cells. Yep. So the doors we couldn't open with the other key. I think the one up there, the other door in our prison cell. Mm-hmm. All right, let's go down. Mm-hmm. These should be the last. Ooh, there's quite a number of them actually. Oh, I was hoping to get more than that. All right, that's fine. Take advantage of our range with the halberd. Ooh, I think that does some bad stuff. I think it might slows you down, I believe. All right, thank you. No humanities, huh? Yep, we'll leave those alone for the moment. Well, hello, sir. Ow, you clipped us. How dare you? For that, you get a riposte. Well, if you want to come down, be my guest. It makes it easier up here. Yeah, normally those guys would stay up here, but I guess I cleared out the Precosmuses, so they come down. Yeah, the serpent men were running from the Precosmus. Mm-hmm. Alright, give me your weapon. I know you drop it. Ah. Whatever. Yep. Another chest. Curled away. Archive tower. Giant door key. I think that's the key to the door on the way out. So, turn this off. And we'll put our sound back on. Alright, much better. You can actually hear the crying of the ones downstairs. Yep. Key to the giant door leading out from the uppermost floor of Archive Tower, which now serves as a prison. The key's design resembles not the key of a prison. Indeed, the tower was once no prison at all, but a trove of precious tomes. Yep. All right. Calm down. Yep. These two are special. They're non-aggressive and they don't respawn, but they each drop a miracle. This one, yeah, they're significantly more powerful. This one drops Soothing Sunlight. This one drops Bountiful Sunlight. Two mistakes that drop miracles of the gods. Not just any miracle. Special miracle granted to the maidens of Guinevere, Princess of the Sun. Restores high HP for self and vicinity. Miracles of Guinevere, the princess cherished by all, grant their blessing to a great many warriors. Yep. These miracles were granted to the maidens of Guinevere. This one restores HP over time for self and vicinity. Yep. So these two special mistakes, maidens of Guinevere, like ladies in waiting, handmaidens, maids, that kind of thing. But yet they're here in the Duke's archives as mistakes, experimental mistakes. So I guess in his madness, Seath kidnapped, followers of Gwyn and experimented on them. That's probably what caused, I would say, like a separation between the two. I don't know what the right word is, but yeah. So who knows who kidnapped? Yeah. But yeah, these two miracles you can only get from these two, and you can only use them if you're in the Princess's Guard Covenant. So you can't, kill Guinevere's illusory if you want to use them. So, oh well. But we don't have enough faith for them anyway, because I think they require a lot. Yeah, 36 faith and 48. Yep. But, yep. Yeah, and these two don't respawn, so. Yep. But the other ones will. Yep. Alright. And here we have Mr. Big Hat. I see you got caught as well.
Hello again. What a chance meeting this is. Alas, I'm imprisoned once again. I don't suppose you could stage me a getaway. The archives. Such a storehouse of knowledge. So close, but just out of reach. The thought offends me so I could simply die. As a student of the arts, you understand me, yeah?
Well, yes, I do. We are intelligence.
Hello again. Alas, the thought as a...
Alright, so we will find the key to get him out, because there is a Firekeeper soul in the back there, so we do want that. It's locked. Yep, another. Yeah, and again, he's kidnapping Firekeepers. Yeah, because that is a Firekeeper soul back there, so. Yeah, no, there's nothing down here on this bottom floor, so let's just go back up. Let's see. Since we have the extra key, let's see if we can find other doors we can open. In fact, we'll close some of these up as we go, so we don't have to deal with the enemies on the inside. Because the enemies in here can't open the doors, but... No, I don't want to close myself in. I want to close everyone out. Like that. Alright. So if we have to run through here again, we don't have to worry about them. This should be the extra key. Yep, extra key. And here we have Large Soul of a Brave Warrior. Okay. Yeah, we'll close up too. Again, we don't want to deal with the enemies that could come out, so like this one, I think it's just him. Thank you. Alright. Well, that's one way to go, I guess. Alright, so that's the way out, but there is another door where you have to go through. Right here. Try to get on the other side if I can. Or do I have to? Right, so we don't have to. Okay. Okay, that's good. Alright, so there is a drop down to an item. Just be careful. Now, I think it's just a soul item though, but it is an item. Yep, Brave Warrior. Keep coming around, and we can drop down here. And we're right on top of the Serpent Men. Yep, this is where the Serpent Men would be in this little music box. Ow. Yep, all that for a Brave Soul. Alright. Is it worth it? I don't know. I mean, Brave Soul is what? 5,000, I think? Yeah. I think the large Brave Soul is 8, but oh well. Yeah, but we gotta get everything. I like collecting all the shinies. Just add to the collection in the back pocket. We're sitting on like a few 100,000 at this point, so might as well just add to it. So the question is, do we want to rest? Not really. Alright, let's just get going. Let's get out of here. Okay, so we get to that item from up here. Man, there's a bit more drop downs than I thought. You can actually see some cells that you can't get to. Alright, so over here. This one's probably the dangerous one. Let's pop off. Okay. We were too close to the wall. It pushed us away. I thought we could land on it, but you can't. So I was wrong. I was wrong. Oh well. Yeah, they only turned the thing on once, so once you go down and you turn the thing off, they won't turn it back on, which is nice. So we'll leave it like that. Where's our souls? Oh, it's over there. Okay. Alright. So I guess you just have to drop straight down. Don't be too close. There we go. And here we have the Maiden set and the White Seance Ring. A Maiden set. Huh. Very similar to what Rhea was wearing. Yep. White hood worn by traveling maidens. It is part of their formal attire, regardless of rank. It is soft and well made, but does not offer much in the way of defense, making it ill-suited to use in battle. Traveling maidens. So, Seath is gobbling up maidens, it seems. It just drops us right back down to the bonfire. Or we just leave. Yeah, so it looks like Seath is gathering up maidens, huh? There's also the ring. White seance ring, similar to the seance ring. A divine ring entrusted to the head bishop of the Way of White and apostle to Allfather Lloyd, uncle to Lord Gwyn. It grants additional attunement slots. So it's a divine ring entrusted to the head bishop of the Way of White and apostle to Allfather Lloyd. And yet the maiden had it. Yet the maiden had it. The head bishop of the Way of White is the guardian of law and caste, and one of the great royals of Thorolund. Yeah. So maybe that was the daughter of the bishop. He gave to the ring for her undead mission. Maybe. Yep. Yep. Seath is kidnapping ladies, experimenting on them for some reason. Alright. Let's get out of here. We'll only come back when we want to free up Logan, but require a key for that. Alright. Ow. That was not nice. Yeah, as you can see, they hurt. Just for you. Just for you. I was trying to admire the scenery and you freaking shoot me in the back. Yeah, here we go. Yep. You can see the crystal caves off in the distance. And the little woods behind the archives. In fact, there's a bonfire right there. But it's not rendered because we're at an odd angle. Yep, that's the way out into this little garden area to the caves. There's a whole bunch of crystal golems down there. But, alright. We'll let Sanctus do its thing. Yep, another view of Anor Londo. Trying to see what we can see. Yep. Now comes the fun part. Yep. Oi, I'm trying to work here. Ow. Fine by me, eat that. Yeah, these channelers will respawn, so we'll always get a chance to get the weapon. In fact, that's the way we want to go. We need to go there. Alright. We have stairs down. Ooh, that was close. This stupid angle is just so bad. Yeah, you're getting pelted at by the channeler up top. You got these arrow guys everywhere. it's a lot. Just keep moving, you'll be fine. Once you get sent to prison, this doorway opens up. Yeah, this is the first room we came in. Here's the stairs, the Chandler's down there, it's the exit out. Yeah, there's the chest over there. So, yep. Yeah, so these little bookcases slide out of the way. That only happens if you encounter Seath, die to him, get sent to prison, so. Alright, Chandler, enough is enough. You, sir, are a pain in the ass. Ow. Yeah. Arrow guy, buffed by the Chandler. You saw how much he hurts, even with our armor. So. Yep, no items here. There's no drop downs. Alright. Come down here. And if you want to drop down, be my guest. Here's the room. Here's the bonfire. Yeah, I think it's the only thing really for this room. Right now, anyway. Tag bonfire. I should rest, but at least we tagged it, so we're good. Okay. Just check and see if there's anything underneath. Nope, there wasn't. Let's go back all the way up and across. Through here. Yeah. Thank you. Well, thank you for dropping down. You makes this part a bit easier. Mm-hmm. You're getting shot from below. And normally when we come up the stairs, that archer guy is going to be right up there. So. Thank you. Yeah, when you do the archive skip with this elevator here, you actually roll off onto, I think, either that level or that level. Yeah, one of those. If you get one of those, then you can skip the archives. Or at least a big chunk of it. But, again, we didn't do that, so. Alright. Turn the elevator. Yep, In order to get to that treasure chest, you have to actually drop off this elevator as it's moving. So, yeah. Timing is very tricky. We'll probably die a few times trying to get to it. So we're just going to clear out the archives first. Thank you. Well, he decided to die. Okay. Man, enemies are just, dropping like flies. Alright. So let's just line it up, drop down. Alright. Excuse me. This is the way we came out of. Yeah, so where we came. So these staircases rotate in sync. So if you rotate that staircase, this one will turn as well. So just checking these edges because there's treasure chests on some of these. Like over here is another chest. Chain curled away, safe to open. Sorcery, strong magic shield. Turns even the smallest shields into a great shield. High magic augmentation, left shield. At Vinheim Dragon School, only magic swordsmen on special orders are allowed to learn the spell, which grants temporary strength to great shields. The wording's kind of off, but it grants whatever shield you buff it with, basically great shield, stability, and defenses. It doesn't last very long, but it is very powerful. Yeah, so you can pretty much block just about anything. I think you can even apply it to great shields, if I'm not mistaken, making them even more powerful. Yeah, again, the only drawback is that it doesn't last very long. This, go down this way. Just checking for any possible chests. I don't see any. We have Mr. Just take care of it with a range attack and it'll be fine. I don't think you can jump across, so don't even bother. You'll probably just end up falling to your death. Alright. Down here we have a lever. Opens up the bookcase. Revealing the shortcut back to that bonfire over there. So we have two rooms. We'll take the left one. Right, it is pretty dark in here, so I'm going to put on the... And this doesn't work here. Wow. Alright. Luckily, I believe the only thing in this room is this chest. Curled away, safe to open. Blue chunk. Nope, there's a... I thought there was a thing over here. Nope. Alright, so the only thing in this room is this chest. Cool. Over here, we have a few chests. Another one here. Curled away, safe to open. We have the Channeler set. Armor set of the six-eyed Channelers. Helm of the Channeler, sorcerers that serve Seath the Scaleless. The 6 eyes arranged in two vertical columns compensate for Seath's lack of eyes, or lack of sight. The heaviest of protective gear for sorcerers and imbued with magic. Yep. Even after the onset of Seath's madness, the Snatchers, as they were often called, ventured to far lands to find suitable human specimens. Yep. So the channelers out in the world you encounter, they're out there looking for human specimens to give to Seath the Scaleless. And they're particularly fond of maidens, I guess. So, in fact, if we left the channeler alive in the undead parish when we rescued Rhea, he will actually kidnap Rhea. Yep. So if he did that, she'd be in the prison tower. So it's like all hollowed and all that stuff. So yeah, they'll do their job. They'll snatch up people. But another chest curled away. Archive tower giant cell key. This is the key we need to open up the cell for Big Hat Logan. Yep. The giant cell once imprisoned countless maidens, but is now empty, save for a few key persons. They struggle to uphold their sanity as the horde of mistakes writhe at a fearful cloak's proximity. Yep. There's another chest. This one is a mimic. Take that. And he drops Symbol of Avarice. I think he's the last mimic in the game, so he'll guarantee to drop that. No, he won't guarantee it. The odds will increase until it's dropped, but once it drops again, the odds will increase for each mimic you kill. So I think by the time you killed him, his drop chance was pretty high, and with our 10 humanity, it was probably almost guaranteed, or at least a very high chance. So, yep. So we got another one, and the Enchanted Falchion. Yep. It's a Falchion on the Enchanted Path. So, yep. And behind him is another chest, curled away, and the Crystal Ember. Ember for Blacksmith Weapon Ascension. Yep. Crystal Ember created by Seath the Scaleless, handled only by the giant god's blacksmith. Crystal weapons are powerful but brittle and cannot be repaired once broken. Yep. Yeah, handled only by the giant god's blacksmith. Yep. The giant blacksmith who handles brittle things. Alright. So drop this. This opens up the path. One guy left. Kill. Another chest curled away. Prism stones, 20. That is actually a good one. We do want that, because we're going to need a lot of prism stones where we're going. Alright. And that is the way out to the courtyard, towards the crystal caves. But we're not going to do that this episode. Yeah. Considering our current time, I'll do that for another episode. Yep. So for right now, we'll close out by going back and freeing Big Hat Logan. So I'm going to figure out a way to do that. So I'll either speed it up or cut to it. So I'll see you when I get back. Good thing I didn't Good thing I didn't rest at a bonfire, because otherwise enemies would have respawned. And ow, that's gotta hurt. You, sir, have morphed into the pillar. Alright. I tried to help you, but I guess not. Alright. So I'll see you when we get to Big Cat Logan. Alright. Oh, what'd you drop? Aha, a humanity. Yep. There you go. Proof that they drop humanity. Alright. So now we're back here, and we got Big Cat Logan. I don't think he'll say anything until we actually open it.
Hello again. Alas, the thought has a...
Alright. So let's open the door. Let's talk to him.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm saved. That makes twice. I must be sure to repay you. I will visit the archives. If I discover any new spells, I shall share them with you. Prepare to be impressed by the onward march of sorcery.
Yep, onward march of sorcery, or the onward march of knowledge.
Hello. Don't mind me. Go on ahead. I'll head out soon. I wish to lay down my plans before I visit the archives.
Okay. I think that's all he has to say.
Hello.
Yeah. Alright, and back here is a Firekeeper Soul. One of the important people that Seath kidnapped. Yep. Should be a long-lost Firekeeper Soul. Yep. So we can use it to up our flask. Alright. Alrighty then. Let's go back again. So I'm gonna go back to the bonfire in the not the archives. I'll go back to the other bonfire because Big Cat Logan should now move to that one room with the drop down staircase and the 3 chests with the mimic. He'll move there, so I'm going to either fast forward or just cut to it. So I'll see you when I get there. Alright, he should be over here. I think he's in this room, so I think we quit reload, he should spawn in. I think he does. Is it this room or is it the other room? Hold on. Oh, it's this room. Okay, wrong room. Never mind. Alright, Mr. Logan. What spells you got?
Hello there. I was expecting you. This place is truly magnificent. More than expected, even. As promised, I shall share the new sorceries with you. And the secret of Seath's immortality.
How do you do that? Okay. So at this point, even if you don't have 10 intelligence, he will sell you spells, regardless of how much intelligence you have. So if you get to this point of the game, and you haven't talked to any of the sorcerer guys, he'll sell you the spells now. So this new spells are Crystal Soul Spear, Crystal Magic Weapon, and Crystal Homing Soul Mass. Sorcery boosted by the knowledge Logan acquired at the Regal Archives. Fires piercing Crystal Soul Spear. These pale magic spears, sharpened through crystallization, are on par with the armaments of the ancient lords. Yep. Yeah, it requires 44 intelligence. That's why I was aiming for 44 intelligence. So, Crystal Magic Weapon. Sorcery boosted by the knowledge. High magic and crystallization, the right weapon. Logan's trials were successful, and the crystal medium facilitated a stronger bond between weapon and soul. Yep. Mysteries of the soul. Crystals and the sorceries are deeply intertwined. Yep. Alright, so we definitely want Soul Spear, and we're gonna need to get these two as well. So need another 50,000. So yeah, we'll come back. Anything else?
Ah, the secret of Seath's immortality. If you have fought him and were in prison, you must know that Seath is a true undead, different from ourselves. His wounds close promptly, and no mortal blow affects him, granting true insulation from death. His wounds close promptly, and no mortal blow affects him, granting true insulation from death. It is an effect of the primordial crystal, a sacred treasure pillaged by Seath when he turned upon the ancient dragons. So only by destroying the primordial crystal can you so much as scratch his hide. And it so happens, the primordial crystal is in the inner garden of these very archives, the Crystal Forest.
Okay, so it's in the Crystal Forest. So if we want to kill Seath, we have to go destroy the primordial crystal somewhere in the forest. All right. Anything else?
The tomes stored in these archives are truly magnificent. A great pool of knowledge, the fruits of superior wisdom, and an unquenchable desire for the truth. Some would say Seath had an unsound fixation, but his work is a beautiful, invaluable resource. All progress demands sacrifice, and I certainly bear no antipathy for that wonderful, scaleless beast.
Be careful, Logan. You're starting to go mad on me. Yeah, all progress requires sacrifice, that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's not a good mindset to have.
The tomes store a great sum, and I...
Alright. So we need a bunch more souls. Farewell. Yep. Alright. So I do want to make sure I get both of his sorceries before I kill Seath. I'm trying to think. We need to get the rest of the sorceries, that's for sure. But if I have to dip into savings, I'll dip into savings, but I don't want to. Alright, so let's pop some humanities. Because this is going to be our main bonfire of the archives. Kindle this all the way up. All right. And anything else? Oh, well, that's probably gonna cause us to die. I don't want to do that. I forgot about the Avalon, the chest in the other room. We could try, but I don't know. I mean, I rested. I respawned all the enemies, and it's gonna be a pain in the butt, especially with all the archers there. Yeah, I think we could at least try, I guess. We're gonna try and get Avalon. clear out some of these guys. Ow. Yeah, they still hurt. Yeah. No, sir. Didn't want to give us his trident. Thank you. Alright. Okay, so we are going to try and get to that chest. I'll probably miss the timing and we'll fall to our deaths, but... yeah. Now. Alright. So how much do you think we're gonna... How badly do you think we're gonna fail? So we need to activate the thing and kind of just time it so we'll land right on top. Alright. Nope. A little too late. Okay. We've kind of dropped just before it gets over it. So, we've got to do that again. So I'll cut probably right to it, so you don't have to go through all this again. Oh, here's souls. Let's sit here for a second so our souls are here. Alright, so we should be good. I just gotta try that again. Get our timing just a little bit. Oh, just too soon. God damn it. The timing on it's pretty tight. So, I'll do it again until we get it. So, a lot of cutting out, I guess. Oh well. Alright. Third time's a charm, hopefully. Alright. There we go. Quickly heal. Up. Avalon. Alright. The quickest bonfire is... This room is a hot mess. Still no trident, but oh well. Well, we have enough souls for one of the spells, so we're good. Good on that front. Oh, this is a crystal guy. It's just like, case the shields. Alright, let's go back to the bonfire, rest there, and call an episode. jerky, but at least we don't have any more death-defying drop-downs. Okay. Crystal Forest. Alright. Let's quickly check out Avalon. The rapid-fire crossbow that it is. Or Avalon. Avalon, however you want to pronounce it. Yep. Repeating crossbow, cherished by the weapon craftsman Itis. Its elaborate design makes it closer to a work of art than a weapon. Intricate mechanism makes heavy damage possible through triple shot firing of bolts. But in fact, each bolt inflicts less damage. Yep. Less per shot, but a lot more shots. So, alright. And with that, I'm going to call an episode. Yep. We made our way into the Duke's archives. Yep. Yeah, past 2 steel boars, 2 armored boars. Found the bonfire, up the elevator into the archives itself, where we were greeted with a bunch of crystallized hollows. Yep. Pretty not too bad individually, but if you get swarmed by them, yeah, you're gonna be in real trouble. Especially if they get buffed by the 6-eyed channelers. At that point, they're just gonna shred you. Yeah, so dealt with the melee hollows. Found there was the blue crystal golem at the entrance. Yep, the special golem that was added with the DLC, because he holds on to the broken pendant, which is required to access the DLC. And he only drops the pendant if you've, again, killed the Hydra in the basin, killed the crystal golem after that to release Dusk, talked with Dusk, summoned her at least once, talked with her at least once, and at that point, the golem will drop the broken pendant. So we got the pendant, made our way into the archives, just kind of started clearing them out of all the crystal hollows, the one channeler there, picked up some soul items, some, I think it was like treasure chest or 2, I think one of them was a mimic. Yeah, and we took the elevator up, where we found the Crystal Knights general guy, whatever. Yeah. And we dealt with him like we did with any other NPCs. Hornet ring and a parry or a post. Yep. In fact, his armor set should be out here somewhere next episode. Yeah. So we'll get that as well while we're here. Yep, so we dealt with him. Then it was a crystal lizard leading up to Seath's to the top of the tower. And at the top, we encountered Seath the Scaleless. But it is an impossible fight. Yeah, it's a fight you cannot win. Yeah, because he's apparently empowered by the primordial crystal. So he's a true undead. No, he cannot be killed. So even if you do damage to him, it immediately heals back up. It is a fight you're meant to lose. So use a ring of sacrifice or a rare ring of sacrifice if you want your stuff. You can actually exit the fight. If you go inside, you're not prepared or you don't want to do it, you can actually leave. Because it is a scripted event after dying to him in that arena. If you die to him there, you'll get transported into the prison. Yep, into the Archive Tower prison. Yep. Where you have to make your escape. Kill the guard, take his key, exit the jail, have to deal with that irritating sound until you turn it off. Yep, deal with the mistakes. Yep. The other serpent men guarding the sound mechanism thing. Yep. And then at the very bottom there, we found Big Hat Logan, who was imprisoned. So we had to go find a key for him. And then we kind of made our way out, checking the other cells as we went. Yep, picked up another extra key, gathered some more soul items, did some drop downs for more soul items, and found a maiden set with the white seance ring. Yep. So, Seath has been doing some kidnapping of maidens, it looks like. Because the 2 mistakes at the very bottom by Logan, the non-hostile ones, Yeah, they dropped miracles of Guinevere, yeah, given to her maidens. So he's been after some ladies. um, yep, so made our way out of the prison tower, came to the staircases, had to deal with a little more crystal hollows, some more channelers, had to deal with the moving staircases in order to get to the to find a little path forward. Yep. Some more chests, some more mimics. So we did the staircases, exited out there, or up there, laddered down, opened up the shortcut behind the bookcase. The 2 rooms back there with some more chests. One of them had a blue chunk, one had the 6-eyed antlers channeler set, one had the enchanted, well, one of them was a mimic that had the enchanted falchion, who was kind enough to drop us another symbol of avarice. And I think one of them had the crystal ember. Yep. So a bunch of stuff in those little back rooms. And one of the rooms was another like drop down staircase that leads actually out into the crystal forest. So another hollow down there, another chest with a couple of prism stones, which we definitely are going to use. And yep, so we found the key to Logan's cell back in the prison. So we backtracked to the prison, opened up the cell, freedom for him to go through the tomes. And then we found a long-lost Firekeeper soul in that same prison cell. Yep. So Seath has been gathering up a lot of people, not just maidens, but Firekeepers as well. So, yeah. I don't think Gwen likes him very much, messing with his plans. So, yep. And after that, came back to the rooms behind the bookcase, found Logan. Well, we reloaded the area, found Logan. He has some new spells to sell: the Crystal Soul Spear, Crystal Weapon, and Crystal Homing Masses. So we need another 15,000 to get everything from him. We did buy the Soul Spear one. And then we talked to him. He revealed the secret of Seath's immortality. It's the primordial crystal that's somewhere out there in the forest. So we smash that, but then we can kill Seath. So that's the plan. And then the last thing we did is we went and grabbed the Avalon. Yep, the repeating crossbow. Took us 3 attempts, but we did, manage to get the drop down right. Yeah, you had to drop down for one of the swinging bookcases in order to get it. So it does push you a little bit to the right, so you have to drop down just a smidge before it goes over the bookcase. That way you fall onto it and heal. Like once you land, heal. Just chug. Yeah, because you're gonna get bombarded by arrows. If you're not careful, they will immediately kill you once you're up there. Yeah. So got the Avalon, cleared out the room, ran back to the bonfire. Yep. And that was it. The Duke's Archives. Yep. So next episode would be the Crystal Forest, and then into the Crystal Cave, and then to Seek the Scaleless. Yep. That's the plan. We'll be almost done with the base game, because after we do the Crystal Forest and the cave, then we'll go down to Lost Izalith, well, the Demon Ruins, and then Lost Izalith. Then after that, we'll do the DLC. Yep. Then after the DLC, we'll go back and do the Kiln of the First Flame, yep, and end the game. Yep. Coming to the end. So, but yeah, next episode, Crystal Cave and Seek the Scaleless. But again, that is for another episode, and I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.